will not be a dry back and forth question and answer. It should be fun. It's Friday. These questions are meant to move the conversation forward as stuck, but hopefully people can build from this and respond to each other's responses and are encouraged to ask their own questions or to each other or bring up ideas or concerns freely. Other questions may be brought up. Please feel free to ask any questions, comments. All thoughts are welcome. There's no judgments here. And I just wanted to check in. Judy and Eric, Eric's the president of HFNA, they are not able to make it today. So if it's okay, I'm going to record this because they wanted to hear your feedback from my growers. Is everyone okay with that? Good.
Well, absolutely not. I get it.
All right.
Recording in progress.
So, let's start off by introducing ourselves. So the first question is, please give us a short description about you and your history in the industry. What kind of business do you own, or what position do you have in your company? It can really be just tell me about yourself, whatever you want, whatever you feel comfortable with. Don't have to start.
I'm super hi, I'm Paige Minnie, second generation born and bred Protea farmer, Malolo Farm, Protea. What else? I don't know. I'm trying to take the business to the next level, keep it going, keep it in ag, keep it flowers. So yeah, I'm here representing the fam.
So you're Allie's daughter?
Yeah. That's me. Ooh, she says hi.
Tell Matt says hello.
Okay, I will.
Okay, my name is Britt. Sure, I'm the owner of Maui. We specialize in traditional Hawaiian lei and lei workshops. We have a location in Maui town, and we are struggling with lei flowers. It's been a really hard time working with shortages, and specific flowers for these lei, we're all sort of fighting for them. And so we recently partnered with Paige at Malolo Farms to start our very own lei farm in their farm. And it's something new, and hopefully, it can help us all out. But it's just interesting to be here to hear what you have to say, and I guess maybe open some doors to other flowers that lei makers, especially here in Hawaii, is a huge part of who we are. So, yeah.
I'm Emily Church, and I am partners with Tasha. We're at Anakea Flowers. We took over for Bill and Judy Merchant in 2018, and then I've been with them for I think 4 years before that. But yeah, Tasha and I have been just trying to figure out the ins and outs of that. Like, we're still very new, but trying to learn lots. And
It's a Protea farm.
And Protea, sorry, yes, that's what we grow. I apologize, but yeah, I don't know if you have anything to add.
That was perfect.
Hi, I'm Allison Wright again, so you all met me a couple minutes ago. So I have a lot of things that go on. So my regular job, I work for Island Plant Company. I'm a maintenance manager for a landscape contractor. So we have maintenance contracts and installation and nursery. So that's what we do. That's my regular job. I'm also the president of the Maui Association of Landscape Professionals. So Hannah asked me to talk about nurseries, possibly bringing more nurseries here. And then on top of that, I also have a small Protea flower farm on Iholos, and my little you guys. And so when I say small, you guys know problems with Protea, so smaller Protea farm. And so I'm starting to grow, trying to start to grow other things up there as well because it's Peruvian and too high for tropicals.
Yeah.
So we're working on coming up with new plans. I think it's good to diversify everything anyway. That is why I'm here and I'm helping you.
Thank you, Allison. Hello everyone, I'm Hannah. I'm the Junior Extension Agent for Ornamentals and Horticulture. So I'm here to help all cut flower growers as well as landscape professionals with any questions they have about pests or disease, or really just to hear and listen to your needs today, which is why I'm really grateful you're all here because I'm here to help try to find solutions to these problems like deer or diseases or whatever, marketing. If you need anything, just contact me, email me. But thank you for being here today. Also, Allison's awesome if you ever need to know a plant, like, oh, where can I find this plant? She's the lady to source plants. So, but even if it's not a cut flower plant, anything, she's very awesome. So, all right, turn it on over to Mr. David Brown.
Good evening, David Brown Jr., Maui Tropicals and Foliage, out in Haiku, farming 20 acres of tropicals and exotics, gingers, heliconias, and I recently started potted plants for commercially, and been doing that for about 40 years. We originally started out in Luelo, and that property got sold, so we had to move it over a 5-year period up to the Haiku property, and been acquiring all kinds of new stuff to try to stay ahead of the curve and be more interesting and over diversifying as far as I'm concerned, but you gotta think outside of the box. That's kind of how we look at it. So glad to be here.
Okay, my name's Matt Keeley, I'm from Hana, I'm a tropical grower of flowers and foliage. I've been doing this for since mid-80s. I was lucky enough to take over a piece of property from a gentleman that kind of started tropicals in Hana. This guy Howard Cooper. So, my wife and I, just my wife and I, and it's hard work. Doing a good job. Loving what you do.
My name is Mario Cachero. I am a diversified farmer. I came to Maui to grow corn. I grew a lot of corn. And 4 years ago, I started my own thing. And I started farming with Claire Rasmussen in the Ag Park. And recently we're transitioning, so I took over the farming business. We're doing a lot of late flowers. I work with Justin.
Okay.
And so recently in May, I took over the farm, so I planted more tubero, I have limas, and basically leaf flowers. And so glad to be here and meet people that are growing flowers and buying flowers. Thank you for the invite.
My name is Nick Osante. I manage a farm in Makalau. We've been building the infrastructure up and trying to decide exactly what we want to do. I have a background in growing flowers and vegetables. Moved to Maui 7 years ago to start a produce farm in Keokea. And I've just, for the last 2 years, I've been trying all kinds of annual flowers and seeing what does the best. Looking at new fields, running about 70 acres, so we like my own. And yeah, just diving into the flower world on Maui. When I first moved here, I saw that was really neat, more diversity. Just curious to see what everyone else is doing.
My name is Brandy. I own a little, we own a tiny farm, nothing like you guys, just from down the street from the Brown family, actually. Hello, nice to see you. In Miami, I'm trying. I don't know what I'm doing. I'll be honest. Like, I'm just learning from all of them. Like thank you, because they are just watching me try and fail, and they're like, keep going. They're all of my cheerleaders are like, come on, keep going, and I'm just learning everything. And it's a lot harder than I thought it was gonna be. So anyway, it's been an adventure for sure. Thank you for all of your examples because and the Brown Farm is amazing. I pass it every day and I'm just like, but I'm trying tropicals. I'm dabbling in some of the sunflowers and I'm just learning every day. Not as cool.
My name's Kip. I thought this was an AA meeting, actually. Oh my God. You gotta think outside the flower box once in a while, okay? And, true growth comes within, right? It's nice to have you all here. Thank you for your support.
Keep coming back.
I'm Alexis. My dad and I have a greenhouse in Haiku that we rent, and we grow orchids. And we sell most of our stuff to the mainland. We bring in a lot from the Big Island, so keeping coqui frogs at bay is a big deal. And we're kind of playing around with different ideas when it comes to preventing them from ever landing foot here, at least alive, because a lot of the nurseries over there, in Hilo, that we buy from, have coqui frogs all around them, if you've been to Hilo, obviously. And, it's, there's certain places in Haiku where they're just infested, but trying to keep them at bay at the greenhouse has been mostly successful, but, we work really closely with MISC, Maui Invasive Species Committee, because we recently moved our greenhouse from one location to another, so we did it under, Department of Ag, observation and MISC and all that, so we just make sure that everything that we're offering, especially to our local customers, don't have anything. And I think that's our biggest thing, really, is bringing in quantities of plants every single week from the Big Island and just having some sort of prophylactic so that they do not have any coqui frogs. And, 99.9% of the time they're good, but, it only takes one. But yeah, so the thing is shipping to the mainland, nobody cares if you ship them a coqui frog, because they're either already there or they'll die in the winter. So I think that's, yeah, that's it.
Well, thanks again, everyone. Now this is just going to be like totally talk story chill, that we can interrupt each other respectfully, of course. But the second question is, and again, like, if you want to go on a flow of a tangent, I know I want to talk about deer, so that's on the agenda. Deer damage and feral pigs, all the pets. But on what you just said, can you describe a little bit about how you purchase supplies and plant material and discuss issues you face regarding this process? So again, anyone's welcome to interject. This is more
How you purchase supplies?
Yeah, like how do you purchase supplies,
Locally.
plant material, and discuss issues you have with either purchasing supplies, finding supplies. Is there enough supplies at your local?
It's expensive.
Yeah.
Well, it's like everything. Everything's got expensive. So you just got to raise your prices, right? I mean, it's just business, right? Well, as much as the market can, take. But see, tropicals are a world commodity. So it's harder, I think, to some degree, versus something like the salt, right? You're well, just who do you sell to mostly?
Me?
Yeah, the lady.
The lady. So we have a mixture of I would say it's 50/50.
And do you sell like to concierge type, that type of thing?
We do, but we're a little bit more specialty, and they're looking for cheap and
Yeah, they're
fast.
using
So
that, they're looking for like,
a lot of times they actually import from Thailand, and so we're trying to like get them to stop doing that. But they, in order for us to have them stop doing that, we need to keep up with their demand, and that's kind of the fight that we're in.
Michelle? Are you there, Michelle?
wake up, Michelle.
Hey, sorry, can you introduce yourself to everybody?
I can try. My husband's at the lawnmower, right? That's fantastic. Right now. No, he probably can't hear me.
We can.
No,
We can hear you.
What kind of dog do you
Your view is beautiful.
I know.
I can't hear you. Anyways, hi, I'm Michelle. Can you hear me? We have a conference floor for this one. There were flowers already established here.
See you Sunday.
Matt helped us out a lot.
Did she say anything this time?
She's either a chocolate farmer or she has a chocolate lab.
Well, thank you, Michelle. And yeah, if you have any questions, just interject, any comments with the chat. I know your husband's on the lawnmower, so. Okay, maybe we can try to yell louder. Thank you, Michelle. Alright. So on that question, anyone else want to talk about issues finding plant material? I don't know how many of you are looking to buy plant material, or if it's like actual horticultural supplies that are hard to find, like soil or pots or plants from Big Island, like anything. I heard some growers said they had a florist. They shipped in a big shipment somewhere from the mainland, and the whole thing got cold, and they lost all that money. Like, do you guys want to talk about any issues with that?
I think if you talk about supplies too, so if you go buy pots in particular, or so if you like orchid pots or trays or things that you're actually putting plants, pot sizes have changed in the last few years, and so everybody here buys from, on this island tends to buy from Simplot. Simplot didn't change the pot sizes, the supplier changed the pot sizes. Like if you have like a nursery tray and it's the square ones, the supplier doesn't make those anymore because it doesn't fit good into the stores on the mainland where they're just putting out bedding plants. So that's why all the trays went rectangular. Orchid trays have changed sizes. So things like that. So for growing plants, there is no commercial compost available really right now.
Yeah, it's junk.
So that's another issue that I actually ran into Linda Coy, who she wants. So if anybody wants to be political, come help me help be political and find compost for everyone and get compost donated.
Well, like, okay, I live in Hana, right?
Yeah.
And I went to Kihei Compost.
Yes.
Place is kind of,
I
don't know what to call it. It's kind of like shady. Okay, there's a guy sitting there, and he gives you he quotes you one price, and then I said, well, you take a check or a debit card. Oh no, that's the cash price. You know what I mean? They won't give you a receipt. And then when I got home, it's kind of weedy. It's
So,
It's kind of junk.
so the issue with compost, so I can tell you the whole background another time.
What happened to Eco up there?
Compost, they got shut down for a long story, too long to get to this story right now. The county, that's part of
Department, was it the Department of Environmental Management that shut it down?
no.
Oh, okay.
It's called the county ran out of space and needed a landfill shut it down. That's the short story. So we're
I
working
worked for
on
those people for 10 years, they're
And
idiots.
so for Kiwi compost, they can't even screen their compost right now because they can't get in, they don't have the machine parts. Lanai is also waiting for the same machine parts for their compost screener. Lanai is shipping in compost from Hawaiian Earth on Oahu, and it's coming in 40-yard containers, and it's treated and heat treated for
They
coconut
cook it?
rhinoceros beetle. So right now, that's a big deal for all of you, because you all need compost. That's it. You want to hear the whole compost story, we'll talk later. So, but aside from that, so pot sizes have changed and materials have changed, so plants sourcing has changed too. So if you all are looking for plants, I buy millions of dollars of plants a year for work, so I have lots of sources, not necessarily tropical, so it doesn't be tropical. But all of the new cut flowers that come in as potted or cuttings. So that's what I buy. So like, well, if anybody's interested, we can talk more about that.
What about, I'm just curious, for those people who export, do you have any issues on the other side? Like, is there any, we're trying to problem solve here, right? Like, were you ever like, oh, I exported this thing, it didn't make it, and you're like, I wish I knew that. Like, I wish I knew about this pest.
So,
You know?
yeah, so I know that they're in I don't even remember now when it was, but there was a HFNA and FedEx marketing folks did a Zoom call or whatever that was basically just a presentation, saying that they're having growing pains, operational issues, able to explain what was kind of a lot of the breakdowns that we've been experiencing starting in 2021 mostly, but I feel like we will find out after our FedEx pickup has happened that there isn't going to be a plane to the West Coast today, or so again, if we would have known that, we could have called customers, kept things in water, not made that, because we harvest to order, we make things to order, and it's just the timing of when we find out that there are issues, it's too late, and so that is definitely frustrating. I feel like in that talk, there was talk of some sort of plane, they literally were talking about buying planes and then the third party carriers that they use, it sounded like there was a plan, and I don't know if that fell through or if that isn't happening or it did happen and it's just not enough to fix whatever. Yeah, I don't know. It sounded like in 2024 they're hoping to have a FedEx specific, because we don't even use it's a third party carrier. So I think transparency would be really nice. But
They're liars, FedEx. They're just outright liars. I mean, I've dealt with them for 30 years, and they'll tell you whatever they want. Whatever the story of the day is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
no, and I
that's
feel
what I
like
see.
that's what if we just even if it's not even if it's bad news, I would rather know the truth
Yeah.
than so we can adjust and plan. I mean, there have been times where we have specifically stopped shipping until some sort of
log jam.
gets figured out, and so then luckily we're thankful for our local customers and local business, but Protea is a specialty, unique, fun flower for people to get, and a lot of our customers are on the mainland, and so yeah, that's been hard. We've lost thousands upon thousands of dollars, just with I feel like the storm of February 2021 was just a mess for 2-3 months. And then there have been just pockets of time where everything that went out on Monday was fine this week, but next week it's the things that went out on Wednesday that were fine, but nothing else was fine. So it's just really hard to give the quality of the products that we know we are sending and it like not show up that way, like it's just really heartbreaking. Like, cause it's just the three of us that can work so hard, like, you know, it's like hard not to like feel like we personally failed these people or whatever, like when we really trust and rely on this carrier. And I know that like, as a HFNA member, you know, I don't know, I feel like I cannot, if I got paid every time a customer this year in particular has asked, well, have you guys, can you use UPS? Or like, you know, like asking to use a different carrier. I'm like, I don't know, like I just came into this and we've always used FedEx and like.
You can, but it's more
Yeah,
expensive.
yeah, it's more
And I know that
expensive.
it's, yeah, like, and we
And
don't have
it's
the
more,
discount.
I think it's more of a crapshoot too.
So anyway, like it would be nice to have, like, especially if there are enough people exporting all of these like flower type products, like it would be nice if we got a little bit of, yeah, I don't, it just feels like when we have an issue, it's just kind of like, yeah, that's a bummer.
You know what the biggest problem is that to FedEx, all of any shipper in Hawaii is such a small percentage of their bottom line that it doesn't matter to them what your concern is. You know, they go through front office people
Yeah.
repeatedly. I mean,
We have account managers.
Yeah.
They change like a
No, and
underwear.
yeah, like, so I'm just saying like what everyone else, like, yeah, I'm just saying that, yeah, our export issue is definitely with FedEx.
Yeah.
Do you have that complex where because we get a discount, you feel like you can't complain as hard?
No, I don't
No.
have that.
No,
I don't do that.
I feel like
don't worry about
maybe
that.
I did at some point, like I was just like, well, it still got there a day after, like it's fine, but yeah, at a certain point, you're just like, but that person still had to pay the shipping and I'm still reimbursing them for like a service that
Yeah.
I was trusting, you know, all
Yeah.
that kind of thing. But yeah, I feel like I've gotten to the point where, yeah, every bill, I painstakingly go through everything, I'm like dispute, delivered late, dispute, delivered late.
Yeah, and it's
But
almost
that
like you
takes
have
a
to
lot of
hire a
time.
second person to do
Yeah,
that.
exactly, and
Because
then I
it takes
have
all
to
your
keep
time.
track of like, okay, like who sent this, now I have to reimburse them the shipping.
Yeah,
like,
and at some
apologize.
point I just eat
Yeah.
it because I don't have the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so yeah, I feel like that's the hard part, but yeah, and then I feel like distribution was tough there for a while for everybody, you know, because like people weren't manufacturing things like at the level that they were pandemic-wise, like Oasis, you know, chloroform and stuff like that, but I feel like we're starting to feel less of a like, I don't know, it seems like it's picking back up in terms of floral supplies that we need, because we do ship, and create like, you know, arrangements and stuff, and so we need some floral supplies for like Florida. On Oahu, but I mean, they import, you know, how much, they import most of that stuff, I assume, so yeah, just always trying to find local places, but again, like, you know, that's usually, higher price, which is fine, because it's, you know, supporting a small business, and like, quality of stuff is great, but yeah, when you also get people that are in that Amazon mentality, like, it should have been there in 12 hours, like, I don't know, I feel like that's been interesting to have to continually educate people on geography and how we're a small farm and not go out and, you know, all that.
On an isolated island.
Yeah, but, or that we don't, yeah, that FedEx doesn't operate on Maui on Saturday or Sunday, yeah. And I don't believe that, but anyway.
Although I got a delivery on Christmas Day.
Yeah, well, and I feel like they've done that because they've been so backed up that like, sometimes they have to do that, but yes. So anyway, I feel like probably a lot of people can relate to that, but I'm just putting it down for the record. I don't know what there is to do about it, but.
So, I'm just curious, I'm just throwing out random ideas. It's been a long day, folks. But, besides more transparency, like finding out if there's delays, maybe a week ahead of time, do
No,
you
they're not.
see?
Well, that's not.
No way.
Or just
They
like,
can't
are there
project
different
that. Yeah, they can't
avenues?
project
Like,
this.
I think it's
Plain
more like,
thing.
are there options? Like, because as a HFNA, you know, we use FedEx, like if UPS isn't any better, then like it would just be good to know that, or like, I don't know, or like, you know, I don't know, just, because I feel like moving forward, like it's really made us have conversations, like to where then like there needs to be less going to the mainland.
So I know Maui Coral uses UPS, you guys use UPS? They'll send their afternoon shipping.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
do their
yeah.
afternoon shipping,
Yeah.
they'll send it out.
I just don't know if you get like a discount, I don't know.
No.
So that's the thing, like how do you charge, like, you want an UPS and your flowers are gonna cost this much versus like if you use FedEx, so I don't know.
you know, you're gonna encounter that same kind of situation with UPS as well.
At least inbound, I found UPS, like I use Federal Express all the time. Because being in Hana, it's always a day late. And it's a built-in thing for 25 years, it was like this. And I kept telling them, hey, you gotta fix the thing, you gotta fix the thing. And I call them, and I beat them for whatever it was. I just tell